Although later on, mabubura yan. That's the modus that we found out. And then, the certificate of payment, supposed to be, if it's Batangas, dapat dun din literally yung form.
Okay.
But the form was purchased from the port of Davao. So, may scheme talaga, ma'am. And but anyway, I'll digress a bit. Sinod na namin yun, ma'am. No? But just for the understanding.
But why would they want the certificate of payment to be in another place? Kasi ibababaan doon.
No, ma'am. Para mahirap matrace kung i-investigahan yun, ma'am.
Ganon?
Of course. So, and then, yung x-ray din yan, ang makitang image was Raptor for that Bugatti, meaning parang pick up yun. Pero yung laman, iba. So, it's an elaborate method of cheating the government. And then, yung certificate of payment.
Image na galing sa machine ninyo o na pinoproduce nila?
Well,
nagbago yung image?
tampered yun, ma'am. Ano? But if talaga na x-ray yan, dapat lalabas yung
Maayos.
totoo. Yes, ma'am. So, tampered yung image para yun ang magiging basis ng valuation. So, you'll pay less.
Okay, so in this case that you're using as an example, then that means there would be customs employees and officials in the port of Batangas and the port of Davao that
Yes, ma'am.
connived with the importer.
Yes, ma'am. In the case of the Diskaya cars, ma'am, ports of Cebu, Davao, Batangas, MICP, POM. So, marami po
Ganun
yan.
marami.
30 cars po yun, ma'am. But
Is it just one importer or a couple of importers?
iba-iba
also?
po, ma'am. We already have the complete report and we submitted already
And
the
obviously they're
report.
not their only clients, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can get a warrant to also look at their list of clients.
Yes, ma'am. That's what we're doing right now. We submitted the official report already to the ICI,
Okay.
and then we're already also doing our best to go after the other listed the contractors that are listed
Kasi
in
these
the
luxury
15
cars are an interesting case because they're huge, di ba?
Yes,
Ilan
ma'am.
kotse ang kasya sa isang 40-footer? Ilan lang?
Isa or dalawa lang, ma'am,
Dalawa lang.
usually.
Di ba?
Pero yung pag maliliit,
As
nagiging
opposed to,
tatlo po.
I don't know, maybe jewelry, ang dami nun, di ba? Baka hindi mo mapuno yung isang container van sa jewelry or I don't know, some other, I don't know what luxury things people buy.
Yes, ma'am. But just to note, Mama, we already immediately implemented measures to end this, and we've already also have a formal agreement with the new LTO chief that kasi it takes two to tango for these
Yeah,
two
that's why
agencies.
we invited the OTR, but I don't know if Mr. Arca, but later on, for
Yes,
just a more organized discussion.
And then in this case, ma'am, meron sanang
Si LTO para pag-register nila.
yes, ma'am, kasi kung perfected.
Pero parang napansin ko, nakaparada lang dun sa malalaking garahe nila eh. Happy na yata silang nakadisplay lang dun eh.
Turnover naman po sa amin, ma'am. So,
In general, ano ba ginagawa ng mga collector? Nakadisplay lang, so baka hindi nila kailangan ng plaka. Hindi ko alam. Nilalabas ba nila yung mga kotse nila?
yung sa LTO side, ma'am, I'm not sure. But sa BOC side, ma'am, we're already pursuing the
Maybe
immediate.
Senator Sherwin knows. I don't know anything about cars, so do they just like to look at it, you know? I'm just commenting on, I'm happy that nagko-coordinate ka sa LTO, pero malay ko ba kung hindi nang magamit ng plaka yun, tapos yung iba, yung ano nila, yung property nila, baka doon na lang nila, laki ng property nila, doon na lang nila pinapahikot.
Mga ganun po.
Eh sabi
Marami
ng
pong-
isa, binili daw niya yung kotse niya dahil daw sa payong.
Nandun pa yung
Hindi
payong
na
naman, ma'am.
kailangan ng plaka, kung payong lang pala yung habol doon.
Nandun pa ho yung payong, ma'am, when we apprehended. Sa Rolls Royce po yun. So, ma'am, yun nga po, supposed to be meron sanang tulong ang BIR doon na maganda yung one of the checks and balances that was in place pero na-override din yan. Meron sanang authority to release imported goods which is required for these vehicles that before ito ma-process talaga at ring the authority to release imported goods dapat makuha sa BIR, but from the BOC side nung hindi pa nakuha at ring dapat yung mechanism na sana yun, no? So from the BOC side inallow yung continuation ng procedure ng processing even without that ring. So dapat sana at ring kasi mahigpit ang BIR, lumalabas kasi sa BIR yung tamang value na dapat bayaran sa excise tax. So yun yung magiging computation. So kung mataas yun, hindi yun magiging consistent with the one doing the magic in the tampering of the computation. So, in-override yun. So, immediately, what we did, you can no longer process the importation, hindi lang ng mga sasakyan, ma'am, ano? But if an atrig is required, if there's no atrig, we already issued the memo that the process of valuation and then, of course, the payment should not be done by BOC. So, pinagbawalan namin immediately yun, ma'am. So, to recognize the value supposed to be of the BIR's atrig being a requirement of the process. So, pinatigilan namin yun, ma'am. And then the second method, maraming details po talaga yun, ma'am, no? But offhand, isa yun. Then meron naman merong import entry, pero wala naman certificate of payment. And then lastly, dun sa Diskaya cars, ma'am, out of the 30, meron naman silang 17 cars na nagbayad naman dun sa bumili sila from the regular or respected car distributors that are members of CAMPI and ABIL. But according to ICI, we also could not release these cars to them because BIR will look into the other aspect po, baka kasi galing, of course, ito. Presumably, the assumption is, if this is from, of course, ill-gotten, well, hindi mo pwedeng basta i-release. So, hindi namin i-release yung 17 cars, although those were bought from regular dealers. And then, from the BOC side, we will look into that. We will do a post-clearance audit operations or process dun sa mga nag-import naman po naman.
And kasi syempre it's in the news, so I wanted to understand. But one last point about that. When these high rollers, you know, allow themselves or ask for interviews, which there were interviews na apparently natanggal na sa internet, so hindi na mahanap ng staff ko. Tapos dinidisplay nila yon. May trigger ba yan sa inyo na tinitingnan nyo rin? Kasi nga, apparently it's an item that is that it's common to have issues on the proper payment of duties, di ba? And yeah, natitrigger ba yon na may nagbabantay sa inyo na check nga natin yan?
Yes, ma'am. Although, of course, when we came in this July, we already instructed our intelligence group to institutionalize the monitoring of the social media. Well, of course, syempre, iiwas na iba, but we institutionalize the monitoring of the social media of everyone, so that that can trigger the investigation on the part of the BOC intelligence group. The answer is yes, ma'am. But and then we enhance that capability already.
Monitor yun. In this case of the Diskaya, yung interview na yun na pinakita lahat ng kotse. Kasi ako na-shock ako na, may ganun pala.
When we came in, then na-triggered. Well, our team took over noong July po, ma'am, So this issue...
July lang yung team mo?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that interview yata was around the campaign period, mga April, March, no? Mga ganun ba? No? Around that time.
Kami naman, ma'am, of course, nasa news din naman po kasi, hindi naman kami nauna with that. It's all over the news, so
yeah.
Of course, we gave the instructions to henceforth. Dapat mas mag-increase yung aming monitoring capability. It will not be good if everyone else would know the issue, then huli kami. So, we enhance already our capability, ma'am, for that.
Okay. Okay. Are you showing something? Is this a video?
Madam Chair,
Yes,
quickly lang. Narinig ko kanina.
Speaking, wag muna, kasi madadivert naman yung
Sige.
attention.
Ayan
Sige,
na.
mauna ka.
Sige.
Mauna ka.
Yung narinig ko lang kanina, Commissioner, na merong sindikato sa loob. Parang itong operation is really sindikato. Kumbaga, mga BOC employees rin yung gumagawa. Like for example, sinabi nyo na yung x-ray instead na yung sasakyan, linagay nila ibang sasakyan. Parang actually pwedeng pinakita ni Senator Ping na kasi kasama sa DPWH yung mga inspection pictures, pero pare-parehong picture yung dinidikit nila doon sa inspection picture.
So baka ganun din.
Parang it's within, the problem is within. Una na-identify niyo ba itong mga tao? Anong nangyari? Pinaalis na ba? Kinasuhan? Nakulong?
Mr. Senator, yes, we already issued show cause orders to those who are, although of course may due process po, of course we try to follow that. So more than 10 of our personnel have been made to answer our show cause orders, and then nasa investigation na po, internal investigation, and then we submitted all this already to the ICI to break this practice po. But of course, parallel to that, yung ni-report po namin nakaraan sa committee po ninyo, there has to be a digital solution to all these things. Kasi pag inaral niyo po talaga, sir, yung nangyari, ang very clear at this point will be to hold accountable the importers. Very clear po yun kasi documented po yun. But when it comes to those who are involved within the BOC, mangilan-ngilan na naman po, I have to state that. Marami naman sa BOC gumagawa po ng tama, no? But we're already identifying those who could be probably involved in what happened, not only with the Vizcaya cars, but with other similar cases po. So, under investigation na po sila. Then, some of them we relieve from their posts. Then, some of them nandun pa naman. Kasi po, kumbaga, almost perfect crime po. Halimbawa lang po, again, maraming details. Halimbawa lang po, no? Perfect sana kung yung before you can access your computer sa aming E2M system, meron yan of course password anywhere in other offices, gano'n naman po. Pero mas ideal sana, which we don't have yet, ideal sana before you can do a particular transaction, may identity dapat kung sino yung gumagawa ng transaction. Something that's not there at this until at this point. Kaya kailangan nga namin natuto.
You mean the person who's logging in and encoding
dapat po meron po yung OTP, ma'am.
Yeah, but that's in the programming of that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Kaya nga po, we reported last time, very maraming details po yung full digitalization, hindi lang po ng payment system, but in fact, all the processes po sa BOC, that should be part of the use.
Nabigyan ba ng budget ng chairman namin?
Mag-commit po sa amin naman, ma'am.
Very good, chairman.
Kaya pinaparinigan ko po, ma'am. So,
baka kasi nakat ng konti, tapos yung pangalan hindi pa nasama dun sa features.
Kailangan po talaga ng full digitalization. Otherwise, these problems will always be recurrent for the next 50 years. Ganyan po. We have to intervene already with full digitalization. Kasi po, for example, in this case again,
status. Oo.
kasi in this case po, again, kahit identified po na merong nag-doktor po ng import entry, but you really don't know. To be fair, dun po sa binigyan namin ng show cause, and I'm not being biased, pero how can we prove na siya talaga at that moment yung gumamit? Because there's no digital protection that can prove really. And then yung pirmado naman pong import entry, as claimed by the one that we are investigating, na peke yung kanyang pirma. So for the one investigating, that's us, we have to prove na siya yun. Eh kung talaga namang pinahamak lang siya by somebody else, siyempre yung gagawa ng krimen, hindi naman po niya ipipirma ng totohanan yung pirma niya. Baka kung kanino siya galit o siya ipirma natin. So, again, we are pursuing solutions and institutionalizing solutions, pero ano na po, modern world na po ngayon, this should really be technology-based solutions po to really once and for all end our problems in the BOC. And as I reported last time, ang magandang balita naman po, this has the full support also of the President. When I took over noong July 1, I asked permission and support, and then he really promised that the full digitalization will be supported by the President po.
We support, of course, kami naman dito sa Senado will support your digitalization. Yun rin yung paniniwala ko, to really stop corruption is to limit or even eliminate human intervention. Pero since kailangan hand-in-hand rin yan with accountability, Commissioner, dahil kung mayroong sindikato sa loob at itong sindikato kumikita rin dun sa mga nag-i-import, papalusutan at papalusutan. So, importante rin na mayroong managot.
Yes,
dahil kung hindi, mauulit at mauulit lang. So, pa-update na lang yung committee and with this issue of smuggling ng luxury cars, please update the committee from time to time kung ano na nangyari dito sa investigations niyo.
Yes, Senator. Sir, Madam Chair, if I may kasi, ano ko lang yung